Hey!
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Oh, I'm still getting used to these buttons, buddy. I'm still getting used to these buttons. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the We Only Do One Take podcast, the first time on Twitch. It's the only podcast in the world that is a complete shit show. I am your very, very sick coach, very sick host at the moment, Turch. And with me is my co-host, the CEO, the man that'll probably be doing most of the talking this episode. It's Kieran. How you doing, buddy?
Look, much better than you. You've got the COVID.
I've got the Rona.
You know, you've been a COVID denier. You've been an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
You've been
that's
at
right.
you've been at all the rallies.
Yeah,
and now you get it. So you know, how are you going?
This is we're on Twitch for the first time, and now we're completely banned because of a very innocent joke. I am triple vaxxed. I am not a denier. I haven't even been to a rally. But we have talked to people from the rally. Let's clear that up off the bat. Absolutely. For people who are listening to this, what we're trying to do is you can actually, we might have people, I don't think that we're going to have anyone join us on this stream. But
we're that successful.
We're that successful.
Having done this, well, for what, 4 years?
It feels like
that we're going to have no one join us.
I know. But we've put out the links out there. If people want to join us, they can come on and rant. They're up on Twitter and Facebook, so make sure you follow us on that. We potentially might do these in the future if we're both unwell or one of us is unwell and can't be bothered hosting the other sort of thing. But yes, I do have coronavirus. I've been sleeping and taking multivitamins, and that's pretty much all I've done, and drink about 40 litres of water. And that's about it. There's not much you can really do.
No, there isn't. I don't care about COVID anymore, so if you can just shut up about it, that would be that would be great.
I have been able to watch The Last Dance all over again. Which has been
very
really
nice.
Great. I did get to, and I have watched the Kanye West special on
What the fuck is the Kanye West special?
there's a Kanye West documentary on what do you call it? On Netflix.
The TV.
On
Netflix,
the TV
right.
and the Netflix. So I'm really out of it if I don't make sense today. Fucking hell. I mean, that's what this show's about. It's really good. You learn about Kanye West. I love Kanye West, and I know a lot of people don't. So, yeah, but it really gives you an idea of him. We do have someone in the thing. I don't know if she's in the right place or not, but we can maybe get her. I'll message her about that. But Kieran, do you have a rant for us today?
Oh shit! Do I have a rant? I got an email today from my father about
an email.
Sorry, that is. Thank you, Jess, for joining us on the podcast. Turch, where is the remote? Jess wants to know where the remote is.
Oh. Is she sending us comments? Where is she?
Yeah. She's in the private chat.
On the private... Where's the... I can't... Oh, here we go.
Jess, you just need to be watching us for the next hour.
Yeah, it's very true.
No remote for you.
I don't have the remote.
Oh, crap, she's found it. There goes our one
viewer.
viewer.
So your dad... So wait a minute. Your dad emails you?
No, but I got an email. Actually, no, he used to, back a decade ago, he used to be that guy that would send all those, like, funny emails. But he would just sort of forward them on. Like, yeah. Anyway, I got an email. And then a number of phone calls, which I ignored. But I eventually got on the phone to him. And he's very excited because, Turch, there is a 3-day cruise at the end of the year. It's a comedy cruise where you can go on this cruise and for 3 days and you can watch comedians.
Okay.
Now, I was like, I fucking hate cruises.
That sounds like
I'm not going on a cruise. I think you've heard me complain multiple times in this podcast about how I never want to go on a cruise.
That's true. Because you're not at that stage yet.
You have tried to convince me otherwise. I have done 24 hours on Halong Bay, and that's about enough of a cruise as I want. So, but he's so excited. He's like, you and your friends can go on this cruise, and I'm going. It's not even listing the comedians who are going to be on this cruise. In fact, the comedians that I like are probably never going to be asked to go on this cruise.
Yeah,
because it's just going to be old people.
It probably will just be. It'll probably just be old comedians that are. Or I always see something like this, where what do you call it? People who want to work on cruise ships, and they're always looking for like musicians, comedians, magic shows, dancers, all that sort of thing. And they're like,
if you can't make it in society, you end up on a cruise ship.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, look, it's good cash. It's really good cash if you just want to do that sort of thing, and you get your chops. You're gonna be quite good. Because I remember like going on a cruise with the family, and there was a piano player, and you would tip them, and they would just play whatever you wanted. Like you could name the most random of songs, and yet like your chops had to be there. There was this other cover band who were also it was like live karaoke. So people would say, I want to sing this song for karaoke, and the band would just have to play it. So
right, okay. So they have to be all right.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
The musicians, anyway. Like, I would say the comedians, your audience would have, like, you wouldn't really be able to develop an audience because the audience would be, would have to be like old people or people like boomer, like you have to do boomer comedy.
Anyway, I would go on this cruise if you go on this cruise because there's an opportunity for the public to work with the comedians and develop your own material and then do the show on the last day.
This sounds like torture. How many people are on this cruise?
I've got no fucking idea. I would just take the piss out of it.
Can you just go on there and just do like the worst comedy you could possibly do? Like get on there and just write, or just write like the worst jokes and just be like, yeah, I've got a solid 50 minutes, and just get up there and just say the worst jokes, you know. It wouldn't like nonsensical, like all that sort of stuff. I think that's the only way you could play it. I'm still amazed your dad sends you an email.
I know. He was very excited. He's not going on the cruise.
No. See, now I'll only go on the cruise if your dad's going on the cruise too, because I want to hear.
If my dad goes on the cruise, he'll pay for everything. Because I'll just go, I left my wallet on shore. Oh no.
If he pays for the whole thing for you and I as well, I'll go 100%. I'll even bunk with you, mate. We'll share a bunk and it'll be fine. You know, we'll be in the Z section.
I'll be shit-faced for 3 days.
Yeah,
that's exactly what's going to happen.
Z section of the ship, right down the bottom, and it'll be absolutely fine.
We would end up in the prison in the ship. That's what would happen to it.
Well, I'm just thinking like Always Sunny in Philadelphia when they go on the Christian ship, and we're just locked in there while the boat goes upside down. Terrible. Well,
so anyway,
parents are the worst. I'm gonna. Is there any more to this email rant?
No, I don't understand why. Because he called me, and I was very much no. I don't. That is the worst thing I could think of in the world. Why would I want to be stuck on a ship with people I have no care about for 3 days? This just sounds awful.
With comedians, like people that are like. Oh, I also have a podcast. We don't even say to people we have a podcast unless they really push it, right?
Yeah.
But those people all on the ship, no, I have a podcast. It's like, oh well, okay. I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna listen to it. But at least you can enjoy them saying it to you. You know. Is there anything worse? Face it, is there anything worse than people go, "What do you do on your spare time?" And you go, "I run a podcast." Like I don't even say it. It's so lame.
There are actually people who are genuinely curious and go, "Oh, how's your podcast going?" Yeah, it's fine. And they literally will ask me like 3 or 4 questions to really get me to open up. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
When we talk about the podcast, I just go, oh, I was recently on another show. I didn't even say we'd done our own episodes. I'm like, yeah, I was just on Shitty Song of the Week, or I was just on, Bad Poet Society, or I was just on the porn. I'd rather talk about me going on other shows than at my own show, because this is just like background TV show, like non-listening.
This is why we are the shittest podcast ever.
10 out of 10 to bullshit podcast. Oh, Kieran, I'm gonna rant about something here, and it's I'm gonna call this rant here unobtainable standards.
Unattainable standards. Okay.
Yeah. So it was my nonna's birthday on the weekend, on the Sunday.
Yeah.
And we go, okay, all good. My mum says, we're gonna have it at my place instead of nonna's house. Come for lunch. It's a casual, simple lunch. I'm like, great. How good is this?
This does not sound. I'm casual. What are you in a suit and tie?
Well, no, it's casual, just casual lunch. Like nothing. I'm not even gonna cook anything fancy. Now, if someone goes to you, come over for lunch. We're not having anything fancy. What does that mean to you?
Depending on who said it.
Yeah.
That means 12, 1 o'clock.
Yep.
I'm sort of just putting something together that's quick and easy.
Nice barbecue.
Nothing.
Simple barbecue. We're just gonna have some sandwiches or pies in the oven. Simple.
When basically people get there, I'll cook the food.
Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, that sounds great. And a bit of an Italian sort of thing is just to buy like fresh bread in the morning, or make some bread in the morning. Buy it like lots of cold cuts. So, your salami, your mortadella, your prosciutto, all that sort of stuff. And then
you make your own sandwich.
And then it just goes, it's less about making a sandwich. It's more just, you eat a little bit of bread, you eat a little bit of prosciutto, you eat a little bit of cheese, a little bit of the pickled stuff. Yeah, gabagool. It's all this. And I'm like to my mum, okay, mum, how about you just do the sandwiches? Simple, easy, everyone loves it. Everyone can eat as much or as little as they want. And everyone has something. And mum's like, oh, no, I've already planned out what we're going to have. And this is where that unobtainable standards come in. So this is a nice, simple, casual lunch for my mum. She goes, we're going to start off, our starter is going to be...
Well, this is not casual, because you've now got a starter.
My starter is a pumpkin soup. Homemade pumpkin soup. I'm like, okay, first, that's great. But also, I don't put pumpkin soup in the idea... Pumpkin soup is not like a lunch food for me.
Yeah.
That's I'm out to a fancy restaurant, I'm going to order a soup. But okay, pumpkin soup to start with, no issues at all. What's for main course? And she goes, well, what I've got is a 3-hour slow roasted chicken thighs with a marinade that I'm making myself. Then I've got roasted vegetables of all kinds, a salad, and there was something else that I can't even remember. Like, there was just so much. That, and I probably had COVID and was delirious.
Yeah.
So that's for lunch. And I went, Mum, that's just... none of that sounds casual. All of that sounds pretty formal. I'm like, just do something easy, real easy. I know it's Nonna's birthday.
She's an English teacher. What is a casual English lesson?
I don't even know. Like, it just sounds like, it just all sounds very laborious and torturous. Like, to think a casual thing is at least a 3-course thing, because we didn't even get past. I didn't even talk about the part where she also made dessert.
Did you have the antipasta?
No, we didn't have the antipasto. Okay,
so it's casual then.
It's sort of casual. But then, no, we had like drinks beforehand. Like, Dad's like, what do you want to drink? I have Negronis, or I have old fashions. And I'm like, well, none of those are... a casual
Casual.
Sunday drink. Those all sound like I'm about to finish my night off at a whiskey bar and I'm ready to sort of have my final nightcap of the night. So we finish lunch, we give Nonda her gifts. And then Mum's like, "Oh, good news, we have dessert." And my mum made a apple and berry crumble from scratch.
Yeah. Excellent.
But I'm like, that's great. And then she pulls out the Italian almond flavored biscuits that she had made.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad goes, "Don't worry, I'm saving the day," and whips out the cannoli that he made. And I'm like, none of this is casual. I'm here just trying to have a sandwich.
I feel like for your dad, making the cannoli is casual because he used to be a pastry chef.
Yes, yeah. I know, but that was, you got to put it in perspective. He was a pastry chef 33 years ago. So I can't even imagine what is not casual or what's elaborate. Like, what's elaborate at that point? Like, here's my 4-tier cake. Like, no.
Have you told your mum that you want an elaborate dinner?
I would never say that because I feel like I would never, like, there would be an 8-course digestive or...
I will say it. I will say it.
Like, you know, there's
I will say how disappointed you are that you've never had an elaborate dinner. So really, this is a rant about you never having an elaborate experience.
No, this is the opposite.
You have never had...
No, this is the part
this
of the...
This is the equivalent. This is the equivalent. I used to have a friend who used to go to their place, but they would never serve dinner in the good room when I was there. We were always in the casual room.
You definitely had dinner in my parents' good room. I mean, multiple times. No, because this is the worst part of it, right? My mum does this, like a casual dinner, and now this is where that those high expectations are. Now she's gonna eventually expect that we do this, like me and like Jess and I, and my brother and his girlfriend. And one day we're gonna have to come over for lunch. Yeah, we're gonna reciprocate, and I'm not gonna be able to make a 4-course meal. Like, for me,
or Jess will have to do it, so you're fine.
Well, that's
you just have to learn the cannoli and the alcohol situation too. And I think you're quite fine with the alcohol situation. So just start learning the cannolis. You've got 33 years.
That's true, I guess. But it's such a high expectation for a casual lunch. Again, if I was to invite you over for a casual lunch, I'd go down to the shops, buy some nice burgers, some nice sauce. Like, you've had me over for lunch or dinner or something like that when we watch the UFC, and you guys just put on a barbecue. I'm like, mate, I'm living the dream. Oh, have you got beers? Oh, I'm in for a beers. That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe the peasant in me, the Italian peasant in me, has come out. But oh my god,
to me, there's nothing better in it as far as a casual thing goes. Just cook meat on the barbecue, put it on a table, and let people help themselves.
You know, I think the thing with that sort of stuff is that you need like 1 or 2 things that really make it special. So if you go, I made my own burger sauce for everyone to use. I was having this
argument with my dad, right? Because he loves he's I'm getting into the smoked meats. He is an expert smoker compared to me.
Yeah.
But he will do a dinner and there'll be 3 different types of meat.
Yeah.
That is basically smoked. And I've said to him, it needs to be one meat. Because you can't enjoy that one meat when you've got 2 other meats that you want to eat and enjoy. And just one is far better. One and sides.
So my dad's in the same thing. He'll have a barbecue and he'll go, here is the lamb, and I'm also cooking chicken. And I'm like, it's either one or the other. But because my mum doesn't eat lamb, he has to cook the chicken. But because he doesn't want to eat chicken, he wants a second meat to be able to choose from. So... So now he usually cooks lamb or a beef, depending on what he's feeling at the time, a pork, and a chicken. So that's our usual barbecue. And it's like, the reasoning is always the most stupid. Like I said, your mum, I don't eat your mum doesn't eat pork or lamb or beef, so you have to cook chicken. But I don't want chicken, but I want 2 types of meat to choose from.
That's great. That's great.
It's something. It's definitely
Fucking
something.
boomers.
I don't understand, but unrealistic expectations. I'm never going to be able to put a 3-course meal together for a Sunday lunch.
I mean, because can you just imagine how disappointed your nonna is about your mum that was lunch?
No.
I mean, because Nonna's expectations would have been far higher when she was there would have been the tablecloths.
No,
it would have been a formal.
I'm sorry. She had it.
Turch,
super easy.
It would have been a formal sit down. There would have been some bartering. There would have been,
It would have been super easy for her because she didn't even have a mother-in-law in the country.
Actually, it would have been.
It would have been real easy. Yes. She didn't have to do any of that. None. It's like, oh yeah, she leaves Italy, comes over here. No parents to impress.
That's perfect.
I'm gonna put it when we did make the salami and we made some sausages. I don't know if you've eaten them yet, but we made the sausages.
Oh, I ate them straight away. I got home and cooked them up.
Oh, there you go. Were they all right?
They were fucking amazing.
Oh, great. I got some more here. Maybe I'll have you around for a barbecue. We can finish the rest of them. But like
just a casual
barbecue of homemade sausages. But that's the thing. Like even when we made the sausages and we salami and we had some extra meat, made some sausages. Perfect. We're like, hey, how about we just cook them up and have them for lunch? And Nonna goes, no, they're for you to take home. I already made chicken schnitzels. Like, when did you have time to do that? We're making salami all day. I don't understand. I'm not a smart man whatsoever.
How is last I heard about the salami is that you had to put bricks on wood to flatten the salami.
It's back up on the racking unit. They're drying out. Another 11 weeks.
Another 11 weeks. Okay. And then the salami's ready. You've learnt how to do salami. Next year, you can teach me how to do the salami. I feel like I can already do the yelling and being loud and everything else that's probably the Italian families do.
Yeah.
And we'll have a great day.
The problem that you're going to have is that you're too tall. And there's nothing you can do to really...
Turch, I'm happy to sit on the couch and watch you guys. I'm happy to supervise.
Kieran, you got some news for us or more rants before? Because I know you've given me all these clips of this other podcast, the Fat Lip podcast, but I want to do some news first.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm really proud of Australians because we are so innovative.
Yep. I get that.
Invasive. There have been these invasive green crabs descending in Tamworth.
Right.
What do the residents of Tamworth do?
Cook them up.
Turn it into whiskey.
Amazing.
If you can make lemonade from lemons, you can make clawsome whiskey from invasive green crabs.
Wow. What are they even doing to the crabs to make whiskey is just peat distilled?
And by the way, I did lie because it's Tamworth doesn't have Tamworth is not on the beach. It's in America.
Okay. So Americans are being of Tamworth, America. I wasn't going to say anything. I thought maybe they'd migrated over there because Tamworth is like country. Like
country Australia.
Country Australia, country music Australia.
Have you ever been to Tamworth?
Is that they have the big guitar there? Is that the one?
Yeah.
No, I've never been.
We should go there. We should do a podcast from there for the Tamworth Country Music Festival.
Well, the CEO needs to get in contact with his contacts.
I feel like you would. I feel like you were starting to embrace country life when you went to the St. Andrew's pub, Turch.
Look, I am a chameleon. I can adapt to any type of lifestyle. I can live in the country. I can live in the city. I can live in Asia. I can live in Europe. I can live... For me, it doesn't matter. I just go to places and I adapt. And Jess is first-hand experience with me doing that. She's been with me everywhere, and no matter where we go, somehow... I've been to Germany, been to Oktoberfest. I can't speak a lick of German, and I was able to talk with a whole bunch of Europeans about soccer for hours. I was drunk. They were also drunk, but we got along. And they liked me better than they liked any of the other immigrants that came down to Oktoberfest at that point in time. And that shows you, I've gone to Asia, where people thought that I was Muslim because of the beard and the hair. So I feel like I'm a nomad. I don't really belong anywhere, but I'm accepted wherever I go.
Except for tall conventions.
Who needs it? See, the problem is with tall conventions that it's usually preceded by the word big and so I can't fit into those because the big and part doesn't fit me at all. The tall bit, obviously, so that really doesn't really,
Oh fuck! I've got a bone to pick with you. I just remembered. I came on this podcast a couple of weeks ago and said it has begun. The next door neighbor's house is being demolished. Yeah. I will be hearing tradie music.
Yeah.
And you go to me, no. You've got 12 months. Yeah. Life is okay.
Yeah, 12 months of tradie music. Well, you're not listening.
I thought you said it'll be 12 months before construction starts.
Maybe.
Well, no. The slab has been laid.
Oh, it's done.
The timber frames are up.
Yeah.
And the fucking music is awful. And I even heard one of the fucking tradies singing today.
Okay, can I ask, is it like Triple M?
No.
Like a rock station?
Or maybe.
What is it? What is it, like rock and roll?
What's that old Vega FM? Smooth FM?
Smooth, yeah. Like,
maybe they're playing mix today.
What type of music were they even playing?
The Venga buses, whatever that one is.
You know what? I've got people working next door over here as well, because they're putting up the timber frames and all that. They've just got a whole bunch of bricks, and I don't know what it is. I've been trying to sleep off this coronavirus, and all I hear is like 90s pop music.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing. I didn't think tradies were into that, but maybe like tradies our age are into 90s pop music. Either that or they're using their wives and partners' Spotify playlists, because
No, it's not Spotify. It's the radio. Why are they listening to the radio?
Because they've got those Makita like boom boxes that are nice and loud.
Where is the Bluetooth? It is just it's horrendous. It is horrendous.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
And the fact that they start at 8 a.m. in the morning is just outrageous.
They can start at 7.
I know, but I'm still asleep at 8 a.m. Turch.
Well, let's go back to sleep.
I can't. I'm hearing fucking the Venga bus or whatever it's called.
I tried to arrange that song, the Venga bus, for a medley I'm doing for the cliches. So I don't know. We'll see. That might be one that we play in the future.
If you fucking play it, I'll get on the dance floor.
Well, look, Oktoberfest is coming back up. I know that you know this. And I'm playing once again in Heathcote. I'm doing the Oktoberfest show once again in Heathcote.
And I will be drinking in Heathcote.
So will I. So we'll have to organise some time for that sort of thing. Kieran, I got an article here. I know that I have the coronavirus, but the good news is that monkeypox is a thing now, and everyone's really worried about that. We can all tell. And the good news is that the CDC have released some bizarre guidelines on how to keep patients safe while having sex. Now, I think we went through some of the ones for the coronavirus back in the day.
COVID, yes.
But now we've got
Doggy
the
style.
ones for the monkeypox. So these are a few things that the CDC has said. Now, if you tell me if any of these sound a bit silly to you.
Okay, and I'm sure all the prostitutes are on the CDC website daily to get their advice. Yeah.
Okay. Now, this one here sounds pretty normal. Wash before and after.
Okay.
That seems pretty fair.
Pretty fair.
The second one I've got here is avoid kissing. And I'm like,
okay.
All right. Not
okay.
Good for prostitutes, I guess. I don't know if you've ever been in a relationship, but that's sort of something that sort of happens.
You know, kissing is what you want to do. That's one night stands and all of that. Yeah.
Here's another one. Wear clothes. So,
doesn't this defeat the purpose?
Well, I guess if you're wearing like pants, you can undo the fly, and the underpants you can put your snake it through.
Lift the skirt up
and lift the skirt up. Okay,
take the panties off.
That's, I'll move it to the side at least. Keep it as safe as. Okay, here's one for you. Masturbate 6 feet apart.
Wait, is this if you have monkeypox, or is this
to avoid like
to avoid getting it,
to avoid potentially transmitting it? Here we go. Yeah. What was it? So if you're with your partner and you don't want to potentially catch monkeypox, like masturbate, but be 6 feet apart and just watch each other masturbate. Fetish gear and clothes immediately afterward. Wash all that sort of.
I can imagine them being very, very serious around a table discussing these policies.
Yeah. Here we go. Here's some more. If you and my favorite one was try virtual sex. Now, I got a problem with that one in particular, because virtual sex, right, is just you masturbating in front of a computer.
And before that, it was phone sex.
Yeah. Now, if you said to me that masturbating in front of your computer is sex, then I lost my virginity at 14. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like if you walked into like high school and said, "Oh, I just had sex," and like, "Oh, how was it?" It's great. Masturbating in front of my computer, didn't have to. Like, no one's gonna say you actually had
to clean the keyboard.
No one's saying that you having sex is masturbating in front of a computer screen.
This is well done to the CDC.
The British Columbia Centre for Decent.
Can I say, Turch?
Yeah.
Well done on actually finding out about these guidelines.
I try to inform the people. Here's another one. You're going to love this one here. The British Columbia Centre for Disease Control said people should use barriers like walls, e.g. glory holes, that allow for sexual contact but prevent close face-to-face contact. And then this is the same article. It describe what a glory hole is. A glory hole is a small opening cut into a wall that allows someone to have sex with as little skin-to-skin contact as possible. Now, I'm going to put it out there. I don't think that's a very accurate description of a glory hole. I would say a glory hole is not used to allow the least amount of skin-to-skin contact. I think it's like to have like anonymous sex. I think that's that's what it's sort of for.
I don't have to see the other person. The other person doesn't have to see me.
That's right. They've also said virtual sex in Zoom parties were also recommended, as well as chat rooms on the internet. Imagine getting.
Do they recommend sex robots?
Oh, For me, sex robot sounds more like sex than masturbating 6 feet apart or through a glory hole, or having virtual sex. All of that seems a bit more realistic than these guidelines talk about. So there you go, Kieran. You can, if we started masturbating right now, we would be having monkeypox safe sex.
Oh, that's good to know, Turch. Because we look after one another.
That came off a little bit more sexual than I think you intended.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. Speaking of monkeys, 11 people and a monkey in a bulletproof vest killed in a Mexican cartel shootout.
Like they were all in the same bulletproof vest?
11 people and they put the monkey in a bulletproof vest.
Oh, that's good.
Why do they have a monkey?
No. Why did they have a bulletproof vest that could fit a monkey? I think that's more of the question that I would be asking. Or was that monkey's own bulletproof vest? It might have been.
A spider monkey dressed to resemble a cartel mascot.
So the bulletproof vest was designed for this monkey then. It was just
complete
following
with a hoodie, bulletproof vest, and a diaper. Was killed in a shootout in Mexico on Tuesday.
So he was actually just following the monkeypox CDC safe sex guidelines. Wear clothes.
I feel like this is The Simpsons with the Springfield Jew and the pig.
In Mexico.
In Mexico.
So wait, you're a cartel. You're in Mexico, and you go, we need a mascot.
Cartels have mascots.
Yeah, but we need a mascot. How about we use like an eagle? Well, we can't use an eagle. That's it. What's another like a lion? We can't do a lion. What's left on the wheel? Monkey. Going for monkey. You had to put that on your flag. That's great.
It is just
so 11 people and a monkey got shot.
Monkey and a shot.
That's pretty great. Mexico is a different world. Because you'll know, like, if there was a cartel, like a cartel here in Australia, they wouldn't choose an animal. Like, that would just be. It would be. I'm just thinking like they'd all be NRL teams, like Storm. Like, we're the Storm cartel. Yeah, we're getting down there.
We're the Bronco cartel.
Yeah, we're the Broncos. Here we go. Oh, we've got a rivalry with our New South Wales / Queensland counterpart, or there'd be like an East-West one for Melbourne, because that's the way we do it around here. But to put a monkey, not only to have a monkey as a mascot, but to go, we actually do need a monkey around. And to put him in a hoodie and a bulletproof vest, that's the bit that gets me the most.
I think it's great.
That monkey gets treated better than most of the people in Mexico.
I think so too. Police do not know the name of the monkey.
Well, it's whatever the cartel gang's name is, I would just assume. Have you ever seen that video on YouTube of, and it's one of my favorites, and it's the monkey, it's an orangutan, and he's driving around, I'm guessing he's driving around a zoo in a golf cart by himself.
No.
And he's just driving a golf cart around a zoo.
I have not seen this clip.
Oh, it's so relaxing. It's just him and he's literally just driving like this. I can't even. It's my favorite clip of all time. It's so good.
So what do I have to type in? Orangutan driving.
Hooray.
This works for all those listening on Spotify.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's the fun of it. Here we go. I've got it here. Of course, there's an ad. But it's one of those things on YouTube where Jess will be like, why is this in your recently played? I'm like, because I feel like it's an important part of culture. Here we go. Look at that guy.
Oh my God. That is great.
And you can just see, like, he's driving a golf cart. He's driving, like, one-handed. He's driving a golf cart.
One hand's outside.
One hand's out the sun. He's just really enjoying that. He's taking the corners well. You know, someone's just filming.
He's staring. He's not even looking ahead. He's just looking out the window. Like, if there was a window.
Yeah.
He'd just be looking out the window. Life's good.
He's just enjoying his time as a monkey. And I think later on, you know, he's parking the car. There we go. He drives one-handed the whole time. There's another video where... Oh, here we go. This is the one. Here we go. This one he's driving at a zoo. Have a look, because he's driving past and then he's seeing there's a lion. There's a tiger.
Oh my God. And the tiger's like, hang on a second.
Wait a sec. This guy's just enjoying himself. What a great time.
I should be attacking this thing. Oh my God, that's great.
So those are some of my most favorite videos of all time. There's a whole bunch of them. You just type in orangutan golf cart. There's like 100 videos of that monkey driving around.
You never want another orangutan monkey in that golf cart because it could get pushed out.
Maybe. to make the cart go faster. It took one for the team, I hear. That's what I heard last time a monkey fell out of a golf cart. No, people don't know that Kieran once fell out of a golf cart. He claims he was pushed. I'm pretty sure
I was pushed.
I'm pretty sure he was not. Kieran, last week we did an episode and we talked about the Fat Lit podcast and we talked about how to safely die as a fats person. You decided that you would forget your clips for last week and save them. For this week. Yeah, and sadly we have to do this not in the same place. But you are here now. You've emailed me the clips, and I think we're ready to have a listen to what these fatties are doing.
So this is right back at the very start, and I know we've sort of talked about this in a previous podcast, but we're sort of going back to the definition of what does fat mean.
Okay.
Because Turch, you came onto this podcast and showed someone else who had 4 different categories of fatness.
Yes.
These girls just have fat versus super fat.
Okay.
And I think it's important to sort of go on their journey and figure out what is the difference.
Right. Because I remember we did...
I can't remember what each clip is.
Okay.
So you're just going to have to play them.
Okay. Do you just want me to go clip number 1 or do you want me to do clip number 8?
No, go in order.
We'll do clip number 1. Here he comes.
Fact that there are different categories of fat person, and it's something that we never really hear in fat acceptance, but it's something that I think a lot of the very fat people are thinking a lot of the time, because what Roxanne Gay said was that there are the barely fat people, just like 20 or 25 pounds overweight, the plus size models, the Ashley Grahams. And then there are the Lane Bryant fats, and those are people who, well, I'm going to say people, but I really mean women, because there are, fat guys too, but basically we're talking about women here. Sorry, guys.
So there's barely fat, and then fat, and then model fat. Is like Model T, like a Model T Ford fat? Is that what she's talking about?
I've got no idea.
Oh, you don't get that?
I have.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Like the car Model T Ford. That was
Model
the first
T,
Ford.
Yeah.
The hand crank. Anyway. But so fat men are not real.
Oh yeah, men don't get a mention in this.
Oh, that's good. Because
Men
there are
aren't
no
fat.
fat men. She's right. Only fat women. What am I say? Okay.
So sort of, we're trying to figure out what is fat. Let's play clip number 2.
Well, at least she agrees with something. She agrees that you can be overweight because she said that people can be like 25 to 30 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
So at least she is like in the death episode, she didn't even accept that you could be like overweight wasn't a thing. She sort of just implied that obesity is just what it is. It doesn't mean you're overweight.
If I remember correctly, this is episode 2.
Okay. I don't know.
Which you also noticed. You also noticed that the breathing isn't as heavy in this episode.
Did she have? I didn't listen to this episode. Did she have other people on with her?
She did.
Okay, so maybe that's why. Maybe she's standing a little bit further away from the microphone, and we can't hear her breathing as much.
I think the other person is on Skype or something like that.
Right. Okay. Well, let's have a listen to clip 2.
Basically, Lane Bryant fats are women who are between a size 12 and a 28. And they buy all their clothes at all of the mainstream retailers that go up to a size 26, 28.
So size 26, 28.
So size 12.
12.
To size 28.
What type of fat person was it? Let's have a listen.
But basically, Lane Bryant fats are women.
Lane Bryant fats? I don't know what that means.
I've got no idea either.
Is she referring to a person, maybe? Something Bryant?
Maybe.
Okay. So what's this episode about of this show?
What is fat versus super fat?
Right. Okay, let's listen to...
So we haven't even got super fat yet.
So size 28, I'm just trying to find my notes from the previous show. So I think I wrote down how big you have to be a size 28. Somewhere. But a size 28 was like 400 and something pounds. 450 pounds to be like the biggest size before you can't buy any mainstream clothes. And I don't even think we have those sizes here in Australia. Like, that's how big it is.
Yeah, Yeah.
Number 3. Clip number 3. Clip number 3. Here we go.
Third category that Roxanne Gay mentioned was the super morbidly obese. That's what she called them. And she puts herself in that category. And those are the people that are beyond a size 28 and have completely different experiences than the...
I know you say that you can't hear her breathing, but in that clip I could hear her breathing.
Yeah.
Quite heavily. Like, I've got COVID and I'm not breathing that fucking heavily.
I feel like in the later episodes she breathes heavier.
Well, because I think the start of this show, like, we try to do a weekly episode. I know it doesn't happen, but we try our best. Compared to them, like, she does one like every second week, or did like only one every month. So the first episode of this was in like 2016 or 2017 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we didn't start that long ago. And so maybe in that time she's only gotten fatter and more unhealthy. That's the only thing I can think of. Was it? Oh, let's go. So we've done that. So the next group of fat people is just, we can't buy regular clothes anymore. We have to buy the moo-moos.
Correct.
Like,
yeah, basically.
I'll just see. Okay, I'm gonna put it out there. Do you remember the episode where of The Simpsons and Homer decides, I'm gonna get so fat, I'm gonna go on disability? That was 300 pounds.
300 pounds. That's right.
Which is nothing compared to these behemoths. Like, we used to make fun of the person that was 300 pounds.
It's for females, if I'm not mistaken. Most females are somewhere between like a size 8 to 12.
Yeah, 12 to 14. Yeah. 8
Or
to
12
14.
to 14,
Pretty,
8 to
like
12.
that's yeah.
There could be some conversion differences in
Yeah.
countries or things. So, I don't know, let's say 8 to 14, 8 to 16.
Yeah.
Size 28's
It's
huge.
double. It's double like the top end of the average.
Yeah.
But then like she's saying that the morbidly obese people don't fit into that category. They're even more extreme. All right, let's go to clip number 4. I think this is going to be the top end of the fats. Let's have it.
Yeah.
What we should do is figure out how to define super fats. So I think traditionally people have tried to like define the super fat category of people with a certain weight, and I don't think it really works because people have different heights, and so like 350 pounds on a 5'1" person is completely different than 350 pounds on a 6'1" person. So I don't think weight really works out to like be a good measure for determining, you know, who's in the super fat category.
I mean, now she's
300.
Yeah.
350 pounds for someone who's 6'1",
Yeah.
which I'm 6'1",
Yeah.
is 160 kilos.
Yeah, but that's massive for even someone who isn't 6'1".
I know, that's what I mean. Someone who's 6'1",
can we
who's 160 kilos.
Can we just go back there? Her what she wants is a unit of like a formula that takes into consideration not just your weight but your height to see if you are obese or not. And I'm pretty sure we have that. And I'm going to tell you right now.
No. I remember this.
I'm pretty sure what she's referring to is the BMI. And that also takes into effect your age and something else. Like, so there's a few other factors. Like so what she's looking for is a scale to determine if someone is fat or not. Based on
Turch, you're wrong.
Various.
I can tell you you're wrong. You're very wrong.
Various inputs, and yet we have that. And I guarantee we're going to go through some of these clips, and she's going to go, the BMI is wrong. Clip number 5, Kieran. Oh man, I'm so excited now.
So weight doesn't really work for this. And like, we would never use like BMI because 1, it's bullshit, and 2, it's like some weird medical garbage. And there's no use for it. Like, if you use BMI for anything in life, then I just don't want to know you.
But Kieran, I swear I didn't listen to this episode or your clips before we started this episode here. She literally said before this, it's different for people who are tall than short when it comes to weight. Like, you can't just be using one.
Yeah.
And then literally, I'm going to say this happened in the next sentence.
Pretty much, yes.
She said, BMI is bullshit though. And look, I agree. There are some aspects, like, it doesn't work for everyone. Like, it does, like,
it's a good proxy.
It's a good proxy. Like, look, it tells me that I'm obese, but also I can lift more than my own body weight at the bench press, right? And someone who is lighter in weight and less muscle mass, it's not going to work for. But as a good proximity sort of thing, estimator, it's not bad at all, right? Yeah. But she's like totally discounting it, despite the fact it does exactly what she wants it to do. Wait, clip number 6. Clip number 6. Here we go.
A lot of people try to use a size basis when they're trying to define superfats, and I think it's sort of the same issue. First of all, like, sizes vary wildly from person to person, just based on, you know, body shape and also height, and also like sizes differ so much between different retailers that it's not exactly reliable.
I think that if you're buying a pair of pants, Kieran, and like I'm a size like 33 waist, I can pretty confidently go into any shop and go, I'm a size 33 waist, and they're going to go, here is a size 33 waist.
Yeah.
And I get it. I've got some extra large t-shirts and I've got some small t-shirts. They fit all right.
My variation with that is in some cuts I'm a 36, some I'm a 38.
Yeah. But it's
my
very
variation
close.
is only by two.
Yeah.
It's two sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, it's pretty confident that if you go, 33, 36, it's a great starting point. Much like the BMI. It's a great starting point to determine, and I think that would almost imply your weight.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think you could, based on someone's BMI, have a good approximation for how much they weigh.
Or their waist size or the shirt size. You could probably go, okay, if this guy's
Do you know what is a really good approximation to know if you're fat?
What's that?
Body fat percentage.
I would say that's probably the most accurate one out of all of them.
That's gold standard.
Okay. Let's go to clip number 7. This is amazing. For someone who probably really likes science, she doesn't like anything to do with fat people and how they're labeled in the medical community. Amazing. Here we go. Clip number 7.
If you're going for the most simplistic measure of what a super fat person is, I feel like size is like an easy way to go.
Okay. I don't know what her issue is. She keeps going, you can't use this, you can't use that. And then, I've worked in projects, and I'm sure you've done this sort of stuff before. And there's always one person that comes and goes, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do that. And then they leave. And you're like, well, that person is actually of no use.
Mm-hmm.
If someone comes in and goes, oh, we can't do this and this because of these reasons, and this is a potential good option. You're like, okay, that's a good value person or someone of merit because they understand more than just it's bad or don't give you a reason. If someone gives you a reason why it's bad, you can go, okay, I can work with that. If someone goes, the reason why it's bad, and this is a better option, it's even better. But if someone goes, it's all bad and walks away, which is basically what this woman Ash is doing. It's Ash, isn't it, from memory?
Yeah.
It's like, why are you even here? Like, what? If you're listening to this as a podcast, what value are you getting out of this as a fat person? She can't even define what it is. She's trying to give you a definition of a word and any metric that she can use to measure it.
It gets better, Turch. It gets better.
Let me go clip 8 then.
Grants access or accessibility. Right. So that kind of cutoff in size, even though it's just a number and, my size could be 5 different things in different stores. Mm-hmm. It's like, where does your accessibility cut off when it comes to what you can get in a brick and mortar store? So I think even though it's arbitrary somewhat, it does kind of float around the best way to define it.
Yeah.
So even these other people just don't understand that one measurement.
So it's coming down to accessibility. How much can you access? Is now determining whether you're super fat.
Right. Okay. Well, that's even more of a dubious measurement, I think. That's they want to categorize people. But the categorization methodology that this is using now is almost individualizing every fat person as different, which makes it the opposite of categorization.
It's pretty clear. If you're fat, there's extra health complications you're going to have.
You're probably going to fit into this size or more. It might be subtly different, but it's probably this size or more at the shop. You're now investing in moo-moos. That's what's going on here.
If you can't buy clothes, if you're a regular size person, so I'm not talking about, really tall people.
Yeah.
But if you're a regular size person who can't buy clothes at a shopping center, you have too much abundance in your life.
I agree with that. I don't see many third world countries or Eastern European countries with people. Again, I'm going to say people over 300 pounds because as a metric, my metric is the Simpsons episode where Homer decides to get morbidly obese to go on disability. And that's my metric now of morbidly obese people. Great metric.
I would trust the Simpsons because they have very smart writers.
They do,
math people.
especially back then. That's right. I'm glad that we've come up with a better metric, a simpler, understanding metric of what morbidly obese, super fat people are. Than this, like we've listened to a whole bunch of clips. I'm sure this episode's like 30 minutes to an hour long, and we've just come up with a better, better metric that everyone clearly will understand. All right, let's listen to clip 9.
Women's sizes 32 plus is who we're talking about here. If we're going like just by size. I mean, there are other things too, like if you need 2 seats on a plane, or if, I don't know, other super fat experiences. Like you've ever desperately needed to sit down in a room full of chairs that will not hold you.
What a metric. Oh man, I'm so puffed out from being more super fat. I need to sit down. Quick, give me 2 chairs.
It's a problem. If that's happening, you have to look internal and you have to change.
Can you imagine going to the doctor? It's like, how fat are you? It's like, well, I need 2 seats on a plane. Yes, ma'am. Write that bad boy down. Last time you were here, you took 2.5 seats. How are we going? I'm down to 2. Well, that's well done. What a stupid metric. Oh, okay. Clip 10. Clip 10.
Women's sizes 32 plus is who we're talking about here. If we're going like just by size. I mean, there are other things too, like
I feel like we listened to this one.
Clip 11, sorry.
What's happened is, I think a lot of the fat acceptance community has sort of built their world around this size range that is, too fat for mainstream culture and like experiences difficulties and prejudices from the mainstream world. And so they're, fighting their own battle, but they don't even recognize that there is a whole category of people that are much fatter than them that like they're not even considering at all. And so that's the problem. There's like no representation at all for women that are larger than that.
So there's really fat people that are really fat, and they're taking away any like people only think of those fat people rather than the really fat people over here.
That is what you just said, yes.
Those fats don't represent me.
I don't think I included it, but there was a clip in the show which is like the Defense Force has a limit and won't take fat people.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, duh, I don't want fat people in the fucking Defense Force.
Or the fire brigade. Like, okay, we're going to climb up the tree and save Jimmy. Well, I'm very sorry. We're going to have to stop you there. I don't climb any of the trees. Quick, run into that burning building. Oh, no, sir. That's fatphobic. We don't run in this. Like, what? I would rather have a libertarian fire brigade that asks for like $20 every time they put out a fire than to have a fat people run fire brigade. Can you even get firemen hats in that size?
I think there's a limit to the size of a firefighting uniform.
Have you ever heard of that joke that I'm referring to, like the Libertarian Defense Force and Police Force and stuff like that? Like you call the police and they come down and you're like, oh, and every bullet that they shoot, they have to put like a 20-cent piece into the gun. And every time that they talk to you, that you have to pay them. It's pretty funny. All right, let's clip 12. Clip 12.
when a store goes up to a size 26 and you ask me to celebrate that, like, it becomes a problem because it's like, okay, well, you're telling me, well, at least we're getting somewhere. Like, at least it's a step in the right direction. But for me, like, it's nothing because I don't have, like, I don't have any, I'm no closer to fitting into those clothes than I am to fitting into, like, size 12. So.
Well, no, I disagree with that. You can definitely it'd be easier for you to lose a little bit of weight and fit into a size 26 or whatever it was than it is for you to lose a lot of weight and fit into a size 12. I mean, what you're saying is that I'm not going to do any self-improvement.
I'm just going, does that mean you're like a size 44?
Well, remember, she has to be over a size, she was in Finny Fat, which was like size 36 plus. You know, she's past the moo stage, I think. Or she's definitely in moo sort of.
It's crazy.
This is This is one of those things. Like, she's like, I can't celebrate with you when short stores start sizing like 26, and it's like, well, it's one of those. She can't be happy for anybody else at all.
Yeah.
Like, well, that doesn't affect me, so I'm not gonna really worry about it in this community. It's like, well, yeah, that's why you're probably not going to get representation because, like, if you're uplifting this, like, if you're in a community and you're all trying to get something, and like there's a little move forward, like movements happen, it's always little steps. And it's like,
yeah, they're never big steps. Yeah,
never big steps. They never go, oh yeah, you know, we're gonna, like, in this case here, like, maybe shops only went up to size 20. And now they're going to 26. And they're like, hey, that's amazing. And she's like, well, I'm a size 40. So that 26, that's not even a win. Why should I celebrate? It's like, well, that's like one step towards the 40. You know, they're still going to make enough fabric just to get to the 40. So let's start with the 26. Let's see.
I should probably complain if it costs more money as well.
But, yeah, well, economics doesn't seem to be her strong. Any mathematical type of formula, Kira, doesn't seem to be her strong suit. This is why I'm sticking with The Simpsons. You know, Moo 300 pounds as my my baseline of obesity. This is the last clip you've got here. You know what? This is reminding me of a whole thing in Monty Python's whole Life of Brian.
Yeah.
And it's that whole scene where it's like, oh, we want to fight for the right for you, Stephanie, to have babies. And it's like, why? It's not like you can have the babies. And it's that whole scene. And I feel like she's that person going like, why are we fighting? Who cares? Very strange. Last clip here from the Fat Lit podcast.
A lot of times, people that are like advocating for fat bodies are like, you can run a marathon and you can, you know, like, I don't know. What do people do? Hula hoop? I don't know.
Yeah, like it seems like ride a bike.
Yeah.
I don't
like fat girls can ride bikes. Fat girls can jump on trampolines. Like fat girls can do anything. And it's like,
I don't think. So,
if you can't do some of these things, which you should be able to do,
yeah,
you have a problem, and you should be addressing that problem.
I don't know if you saw this. This is funny how it just coincides with this right now, but there was a TikTok, a plus size model, plus size woman model, or TikTok person. And she recently went to like a ranch and was denied the ability to ride one of their horses, like go on this horseback riding adventure, because she was too heavy. And she made this like big complaint to the place on TikTok and on their feed, all that stuff. And for me, I'm like, well, okay, if the rancher said that you're too heavy, that just means that whatever weight you are, they're not being discriminating just you. They're discriminating anyone that you're like in this certain weight range and higher.
Which they need to.
Which they need to, because at the end of the day, that's about animal welfare.
Yeah.
And I think I'm pretty sure, like, you would have, like, if you were a horse, you would also have a weight limit of how much could be on your back.
Lifts have weight limits.
Lifts have weight limits as well. But she was complaining that it's like, oh, it's unfair, it's this and that, it's like discrimination. And I'm like, yeah, but what about the animal rights aspect of it probably comes into play here more than your discrimination. Like, they're not discriminating because they don't like fat people. They're discriminating because they don't want the horses to get hurt. And I think if you're being denied the ability to ride a horse, I think you might go, maybe I'm the one that's the issue here. Like, you know, you don't go, oh, the horse probably has to go do some more bench press, like, or, you know, back rows to get stronger to carry me. No, you go, no, I really want to ride a horse. I'm going to lose the weight so I can ride a horse. Like, that's how I think that's a normal ideologue or the progression of how to do things. But it doesn't seem like this group of people on the Fat Lift podcast have that sensibility. It's like, if you want to do certain things, like, you know, you can't just be a doctor. You have to do the study. You can't just, like, run a 5K run. You sort of have to train to do it. You know, you can't just go on stage and be a fantastic comedian or fantastic musician. You have to sit at home and do the practice. You can't just walk into a job and be the director. You have to learn about any of the businesses. You can't. You have to start somewhere, and like a lot of people already are at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, some things you got to work towards, but we take for granted a lot of these things, like the ability to ride a bike or go for a run or go to the gym and feel comfortable, or, you know, take your top off at the pool. But for a lot of people, it's not like that. But if you're like that and you want to do something, you can do something about it.
I think this TV show, The Biggest Loser, showed that it's possible.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And I don't, not in the healthiest way.
No, but it is possible.
But it does show that the competition does help.
Mm-hmm.
And the motivate. But I think it's like anything. If you want to do something, you're going to do it. Like, if you want to stop smoking, no one can just tell you to stop smoking. You have to want to stop. You know, if you want to give up alcohol, no one can just force you to stop. You have to go, no, I want to stop. I always talk, my dad quit smoking many, many years ago. And he's always gone, I never actually quit smoking. All I ever did was never buy another pack of cigarettes. And I'm like, that's such a, like, that's a weird way of thinking about it. But if he just doesn't buy another pack of cigarettes, he'll never smoke again.
Oh, unless someone offers him a cigarette.
But he can always decline that, you know? But it's that mentality, like, I don't have my own. I'm not going to bum off someone else, you know? So
he's a man of ethics and morals.
Well, you know. He doesn't want to have to owe anybody anything, because then if he takes someone's cigarette, he has to buy a pack.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Oh.
Yes, good morning, good evening, Bad Poet Society.
It's our friend.
I know.
It's just sad because I think I've got nothing else, Kieran, over here. Have you got?
I've got nothing else either.
Oh, well, we're about to wrap things up. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for our first episode on Twitch. I'm sure we'll get banned off here too. But for all your wanking needs, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and now on Twitch. We'll see if we can do some more of these. And if you'd like to send us some hate mail, some death threats, some rants, hey, record it on your phone. And email us at weonly21takepodcast@gmail.com. And if we do another live session, if you're following us on Twitter and Facebook, we do post the links where you can actually join us on the stream and rant about whatever you want. Kieran, thank you so much for being on the show once again.
Oh, I like how I get thanked each week. It's very nice.
You put in the effort this week. And we'll see you all next Thursday.
Come on, man. Motherfuckers, guys, come on. Give me the 5-star rating, baby. Give me the 5-star. That's all I want, baby. It's all I want. I'll fuck all the beautiful girls in the goddamn world. They'll fuck a 10-star. I just want 5. 5, baby. Just 5.